You know, we've spent centuries making this incredible map of the universe, charted with countless points of light. But today, we're not looking at the light, we are venturing into the dark, into these vast, silent places where things have just gone missing. And then we're going into the shadows, where unseen forces are pulling the strings of the entire cosmos. So, come on, let's investigate the dark. It's a pretty chilling thought, isn't it? I mean, we spend so much of our time looking up at the stars, but what if the true horror, the real mystery, isn't in the brilliant fire of distant galaxies? What if it's in the absolute, crushing emptiness between them? Or what if it's a presence that we can only feel, but can never, ever see?
It's what we do as humans, right? We explore and we chart. We've connected the dots, named the constellations, and measured these insane distances to galaxies billions of light years away. We've created this incredibly intricate, beautiful map of what is there.
But here's the thing. Our map is full of holes. And I don't mean small gaps. I mean immense, incomprehensible voids where there should be, well, something. These aren't just empty spaces. They are total anomalies. They're like these giant wounds on the canvas of the cosmos that just defy all of our models of how the universe should work.
Okay, so our investigation begins right here, in a place astronomers have given the perfectly unsettling nickname, the Great Nothing. And this isn't just a case of a few missing stars. No, we're talking about vanished matter on a scale that is almost impossible to wrap your head around.
So, the scientific term for this is a cosmic void, but that word, it barely captures the reality of it. We're talking about a region of space that is so profoundly, so unsettlingly empty. It's like an ocean of absolute silence, where light and time seem to just vanish. To give you some sense of the scale here, let's look at our first subject, the Boötes Void. It spans 330 million light-years. Now, our entire Milky Way galaxy is about 100,000 light-years across. You could fit thousands of our galaxies inside this one empty space. Now just try to imagine what it would feel like to be inside it. Can you imagine being the scientist who first realized this existed? You're just looking at the data and suddenly you see this abyss. If our solar system were right in the center of the Boötes Void, we wouldn't have even known other galaxies existed until the 1960s. The night sky would just be an almost perfect, terrifying black. The kind of existential dread from that isolation, it's hard to even fathom. And get this, not all voids are the same. The Boötes Void is famous for being the Great Nothing, right? A place where galaxies are just missing. But then there's the Eridanus supervoid. It's even larger and, frankly, way stranger. It's linked to this mysterious cold spot in the cosmic microwave background. You know, that's the faint afterglow from the Big Bang, the very first light of the universe. This void is so huge and so empty, it's leaving a cold fingerprint on creation itself.
You see, the terror of the void is a passive one. It's the horror of being completely and utterly alone. But what if there's another kind of horror out there? An active one. Not an absence, but a presence. An unseen force pulling us towards some unknown fate. So let's move on to our second case file, the Great Attractor. Now, this isn't a place you can see. It's more like an invisible perpetrator, a gravitational anomaly that has taken our entire section of the universe completely hostage.
So here's the crucial point. Our galaxy, it's not just sitting still. We, along with our entire local group of galaxies, and hundreds of thousands of others, we're all being dragged through space. We're moving at an incredible 600 kilometers per second, not because we want to, but because something out there is pulling us. So where is this cosmic monster? Well, that's the frustrating part. We can't get a clear look. The source of this immense gravity is hidden from us, totally obscured by the thick dust and dense stars in the plane of our own Milky Way, a region they aptly named the Zone of Avoidance. We can feel its pull, but we can't see its face. Okay, so here's the profile we've managed to put together. The Great Attractor is a massive gravitational anomaly, somewhere between 150 and 250 million light-years away. But its full composition? That's still a complete mystery. Our best guess is that it's a massive cluster of galaxies, and here's the terrifying twist, even that doesn't account for the full strength of the pull, because it seems the Great Attractor itself is also being pulled towards something even bigger, the Shapley supercluster. It's a cosmic chain of command, and we're just along for the ride. And this brings us to the final, really unsettling question of our investigation. The voids. They suggest we are adrift in a vast, lonely ocean. But the Great Attractor implies something else entirely, that we are caught in a current, being dragged relentlessly towards a destination we cannot see and do not understand.
So, the next time you look up at the night sky, just remember this. The universe is not just the light you see. It's also the vast, silent voids and the invisible forces moving between them. We are all part of a cosmic drama whose script is being written by forces we are only just beginning to detect, pulling all of us toward a great unknown.
You know, when we look up at the stars, we tend to think of, beauty, wonder, right? But what if I told you that's only half the story? The universe is hiding some truly terrifying secrets, horrors that are just beyond what we can even imagine. Places where the rules we think we know just disappear. And look, that's not me being dramatic. It's a terrifying reality. So today, we're going to take a journey together. A trip right to the edge. The most extreme, horrifying frontiers of existence. We're starting at the literal edge of reality. So, where do we start? We're going to the ultimate boundary line, a place where everything we think we know about the universe just falls apart. We're talking about the event horizon of a black hole. Now, don't picture some kind of wall or a surface you could touch. It's not like that at all. It's more like an invisible tripwire in space-time, a threshold. And once you cross it, gravity becomes so unbelievably, crushingly strong that absolutely nothing gets out. I mean nothing, not even light. And that's what's so chilling. It is the ultimate point of no return. Once you cross that line, you are just gone, wiped from the observable universe, forever. There's no second chance, no escape. Everything you are, information, matter, light, poof, it's gone. So, let's say you did cross it. What would that even feel like? What would you see? Well, it's not a journey. It's a descent into an absolute nightmare, where the very fabric of reality itself is ripped to shreds. It's a process called, and this is a real term, spaghettification. As you fall, the gravity pulling on your feet is so much stronger than the gravity pulling on your head. And this difference, these tidal forces, they just start to stretch you, pulling you longer and longer, thinner and thinner, until you're literally being pulled apart, atom by atom, into a single, long stream of plasma. It's, a horrifying way to go.
And that stretching, that tearing, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going until you reach the end of the line, the singularity. This is the heart of the black hole. And here matter is crushed down to a point of infinite density. It's not really a place anymore. It's just a complete and total breakdown of physics as we know it.
Think about that. At the singularity, things like time and space just stop meaning anything. Cause and effect? That goes out the window too. It is the ultimate unknown, a place where the laws of nature are literally erased, and no one can ever go there and report back. Okay, so this all sounds like some far-off sci-fi horror story, right? Something happening billions of light years away. Well, it's not. There's a monster just like this lurking right in our own cosmic backyard, right in the heart of the Milky Way. Its name is Sagittarius A-star, and it's only 26,000 light-years away from us, sitting at the dead center of our galaxy. This thing is so massive that its gravity holds billions of stars in orbit, including our own sun. That's right, our entire solar system is circling this abyss right now. How massive? Try 4 million times the mass of our sun. Just try to wrap your head around that number. It's a scale of power that's almost impossible to grasp, just sitting there, waiting. But here's the really scary part. As terrifying as Seg A-star is, it's a lightweight. It's nothing compared to the real monsters out there. So far, we've been talking about the horror of absolute darkness, right? The silent void. But the universe has another kind of monster. A monster that isn't born from shadow, but from the most violent, overwhelming light you can possibly imagine. Yeah, we've stared into the abyss, this silent predator that just swallows light, swallows hope. It's pure cosmic emptiness. The end. But now, flip that script. Imagine the exact opposite. Not the end of light, but a torrent of light so violent, so overwhelming, that it can outshine its entire home galaxy. This is the blinding fury of a quasar. And a quasar, it isn't a star. Not even close. It's basically the death scream of matter. as a supermassive black hole just gorges itself on gas, dust, and entire stars. All that material gets superheated in a swirling disk. We're talking millions of degrees, and that disk just unleashes a torrent of energy that is, well, it's unbelievable. And we're not just talking about bright light here. This is a weapon. Quasars fire off these incredible jets of radiation that stretch for millions of light years. They're like cosmic blowtorches. If a quasar was anywhere near our galaxy, its radiation would literally strip the atmosphere off of planets and sterilize everything in its path. All life, just gone.
Okay, so let's put this all into perspective. Remember our monster Sagittarius A-star? 4 million solar masses. You see it there on the left. Now look at the thing on the right. That's a black hole called TON 618. And yeah, the chart says it all, doesn't it? It's not even a fair fight.
Get ready for this number. TON 618 is 66 billion times the mass of our sun. This thing is so absurdly huge that it actually breaks our models for how black holes are supposed to grow. It shouldn't exist. It is a true titan, a monster on a scale we can't even properly comprehend.
So, when you're faced with these two extremes, the silent, crushing darkness of a black hole and the blinding, violent fury of a quasar, what does that mean for us, for humanity? Where do we fit in all this?
And I think that's the most chilling part. These cosmic entities, they aren't evil. They're not out to get us. They are just indifferent. They operate on a scale so vast that our entire existence, everything we've ever done, it's less than a rounding error. It's irrelevant. We're just these tiny, fragile creatures living in a universe that isn't hostile. It just doesn't even know we're here.
And that's the question that just hangs in the air, isn't it? When we stare out into the cosmos, we see these titans of both darkness and light. In a universe ruled by forces like these, what are we? Are we significant at all? Or are we just nothing?
All right, let's just dive right in. We're about to take a journey into the dark wilderness of the cosmos, to come face to face with some of the most terrifying phenomena we know exist. And these aren't just, distant curiosities. They are the roaming predators and the vast cosmic tides that really define our lonely place in the universe. Let's get started. It's a question that gets right to the heart of our deepest cosmic anxieties, doesn't it? Because the universe, well, it isn't just empty space. It's filled with things that are actively, violently, and sometimes silently hostile to life as we know it. And today, we're going to meet them.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about the tangible monsters. The things we can actually point to, even if we could never, ever get close to them. These are the celestial bodies whose very physics represent a kind of cosmic violence. So, picture this. A massive star collapses under its own crushing weight, squeezing its core into a ball of hyperdense matter only about the size of a city. That's a neutron star. But sometimes, something even more extreme is born from that stellar death. A magnetar. Think of it like a stellar zombie with a magnetic field that just completely defies imagination. So that number you're looking at, that's a quadrillion. It's a force a quadrillion times stronger than Earth's magnetic field. Now, to put that in perspective for you, a magnetar could wipe your credit card clean from hundreds of thousands of miles away. Get any closer, and it would literally rip the atoms in your body apart. These things unleash massive flares of gamma rays with absolutely no warning. They're like a cosmic lighthouse of death. So, if a magnetar is this loud, screaming, obvious threat, a rogue black hole is the exact opposite. It's the silent hunter of the void. These things aren't anchored to the center of a galaxy. No, they've been violently thrown out, and now they just drift through interstellar space, completely, utterly alone. Look, we know where supermassive black holes like Sagittarius A-star are. We can chart a course around them. But rogue black holes, they're untethered. They don't give off any light, which makes them almost impossible to spot. There could be millions of them roaming our own galaxy right now. They are the ultimate cosmic ambush predator, just pure silent death from the dark. But, not all monsters are stealthy. Some are so vast, so incredibly powerful, their presence is just screamed across the entire cosmos. Meet TON 618. At a glance, it looks like a star, but it's not. It is a hyperluminous quasar, a beacon of cosmic violence from the early universe. It's an engine of destruction so large it's less like an object and more like a wound in the fabric of spacetime, just bleeding light.
That's the mass of TON 618's central black hole, measured in suns, 66 billion times the mass of our sun. It's one of the largest black holes ever found, and honestly, it completely breaks our understanding of how something like this could even form. It eats matter so furiously that it outshines its entire host galaxy.
And this chart, wow, this really puts the scale into perspective, doesn't it? On the left, that's the black hole at the center of our galaxy, Sagittarius A star, clocking in at 4 million solar masses. And on the right, well, that's the behemoth at the heart of TON 618. Our galaxy's monster is a mere speck in comparison. This thing isn't just a predator, it's a cosmic titan.
Okay, so far, we've met the hunters. But there are other forces out there, unseen currents pulling on the very fabric of the universe itself. This isn't a predator you can see. It's a tide you can never escape.
For years, astronomers noticed something really strange. Our galaxy and hundreds of thousands of other galaxies are all being pulled in the same direction, pulled towards a specific point in space that we can't fully see. It's an invisible gravitational anomaly, and it's known as the dark flow.
What the dark flow suggests is that something enormous, something totally unknown, exists just outside the boundaries of our observable universe. An unseen mass that's exerting this powerful pull on everything we can see. We're not just floating in space, we're being drawn somewhere. And the terrifying part? We have absolutely no idea what's doing the pulling or where we're all going.
And this all brings us to the final frontier. And I don't mean a place, but a concept. The boundary of not just what we can see, but what we can ever know. The final horizon.
So the universe is expanding. We know that. But that expansion is accelerating. This here shows what that really means for us, for our future. Distant galaxies aren't just moving away. They are eventually going to be receding faster than the speed of light itself. One by one, their light will stretch and fade, and then they'll vanish from our sky forever. Our cosmic horizon is shrinking. We are destined for total isolation.
So, when you're confronted with these predators, these cosmic tides, and this inevitable isolation, what is our place in this vast, dark universe? How do we even begin to wrap our heads around these kinds of threats?
So how do these horrors even stack up? Well, we can think of them in tiers. At merely dangerous, you've got Magnetars. Devastating, for sure, but a localized threat. Up next, stealthy annihilators, the rogue black holes. Unpredictable, silent, could end us without a single warning. Then you have the cosmic behemoths, like TON 618. Monsters on an incomprehensible scale. But thankfully, they're ancient and very far away. But here's the crucial part, the final category. Absolute existential threats. This is the dark flow and the edge of the universe. They're not just dangers, they are fundamental truths about our reality. We're being pulled toward an unknown, and our universe is, slowly but surely, going dark.
You see, this isn't just a random collection of threats. It's a story. As this timeline shows, we live in this brief, bright moment in cosmic history. But the narrative is a one-way journey. The predators will keep roaming, the tide will keep pulling, and the lights of other galaxies will inevitably go out, leaving anyone who comes after us in a dark, empty sky.
And that, well, it leaves us here, with this final thought. All of our struggles, our discoveries, our entire existence, it all plays out on this tiny, fragile island of light. We can stare into that abyss. We can catalog the monsters that lurk out there, but we can never, ever leave. The ocean of darkness is expanding, and our island is shrinking. Contemplating our place among these cosmic horrors really forces us to confront just how isolated and fragile our existence is. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, do us a favor and like this video, and subscribe to SciMind for more deep dives into the cosmos. Thanks for watching.